You are welcome to Real Life Experience Show. My name is Rebecca Yarhanga. Kindly subscribe and share. You can comment. Today we are going to discuss about something that is very, very common. You experience it at work, home, everywhere. Even children actually go through it. Our topic is going to be about frustration. Here with a gentleman, a father, a husband, a professional, an employer who has gone through something relating to frustration. So I believe he has more experience about this very topic. I want to give him an opportunity so that he can say something, introduce himself.
Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Biarhanga. My name is Dennis Biarhanga, and I'm glad to be here today.
Thank you so much, Mr. Biarhanga, for accepting to be part of this show. We are really blessed to have you.
Thank you.
All right. So now we are going to go straight to our topic about frustration. Mr. Biarhanga, what do you understand about frustration?
Okay, I will explain or define frustration from the experience point of view. Of course, I've gone through frustration before. And so to me, frustration is a state of being unable to achieve what you want to achieve. That emotional response, how you respond in that particular time, when you're not able to achieve what you want, there is a blockage in before you can't get it. That expression, that feeling, that emotional response, I can call that frustration.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Can I say, is frustration the same as anger?
Okay. Yeah, that's a good question. But in my view, frustration is not anger. Frustration may lead to anger, or anger can lead to frustration. But frustration itself is not anger. Someone can be frustrated rather, but not angry.
You're right.
Have you ever been looking for something and it is lost? Maybe like keys. You want to go, you're late, you're on time, and all of a sudden you realize you don't have the keys. Or the padlock is locked and you don't have the keys. That state you're in. You can't say I'm angry or something, but you get frustrated. You're like, oh my God, what do I do? Where do I get the keys? Look at the time. But you're not actually angry. But you just get frustrated.
Oh,
you're
sure.
confused. You don't know.
It's a state of wondering what to do.
State of wondering.
In between confusion.
Yes, around that.
Oh, sure. Okay, our dear viewers, just like you just heard from him about frustration, kindly subscribe to our show and like, and if you can comment, actually give us your own perspective about the same topic. Mr. Biarhanga, I have another question for you. How can you tell that someone is frustrated?
Okay, as I've said before, it's an expression that you can see on the face. You can meet somebody and see that this person seems to be frustrated. And some other people express their frustration through anger. They show and their state of annoyance. They're annoyed. They don't know what to do.
They don't know what to
Others, when they get frustrated, they become so quiet. They hide it in themselves and they just want to be alone. And they can't speak it out, and depending on the personality, different personalities respond to things differently.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So, I believe you've ever been frustrated, like you've been mentioning before.
Sure.
Can you kindly share 3 different experiences of frustration you've
Of
ever
course,
gone through?
yes, I have more than that.
Okay.
But of course, as a family man, as a worker, I have got frustrated many times. And one of maybe one I can share that is a little bit common to me is when it comes to bills. There's time when actually you are supposed to pay bills and the deadline is this and money is not there. This person is waiting for your call or your response. You don't have the money. Maybe you're also expecting money from a certain source. The source is not responding. And you have to respond to the other. So at the moment you don't know what to do. You're like, what do I do? Who do I call? How do I solve this? How do I convince him? So that's that state. Sometimes you get frustrated. A person can find you there and tell this person is not in his normal mood.
Thank you so much for watching us, and thank you so much those who are subscribing. Keep on subscribing. Those who are commenting, thank you so much. Okay, let's go on to our next question. How can a person overcome frustration?
Okay, that is very important and something that actually everyone needs to know. Because when this frustration is not handled well, many people get sickness out of it. Pressure, stress, depression, all those things happen when frustration is not well managed. And actually, when you talk about frustration, this is something everybody goes through and in day-to-day life. And so when it's not well managed, then it can cause a bigger problem. So one of the, from my own experience and of course from research, this developing positive energy is something that is very, very important. Because something that is frustrating, you may not actually have gone. Okay, let me talk about from the perspective of marriage. You stay with this person and maybe it's frustrating. It's frustrating, comes later and all this. What are you going to do? Tomorrow he does the same thing. What do you do? Changing your attitude towards it. And I think it's one way of solving problems and conflicts. You're getting me?
That's right, that's right.
You change your attitude towards it. You say, okay, this thing is frustrating me. So you choose how to be positive about it. And say, for example, let me say, maybe from the Christian perspective, the Bible tells us that all things happen for the good. If it's something you cannot change, it's not in your power, you can't change it, it's frustrating you, you start looking for the positive side about it, of this specific thing. This happens for my good. You never know. Maybe God wants me to look at something that I've not noticed. And you try to get away. What I'm trying to say, get away of finding the positive bit of this situation. For example, if you say at work, maybe the boss is not good, maybe the boss shouts, maybe the boss, the way you can do it, you can think of the positive things you get from this job. You're like, okay, for example, I'm not going to be here for long, I'm not going to be here forever, let me be patient.
Like you get the comfort.
You comfort yourself and be positive. And that somehow develops positive energy. Maybe I need to face hard situations like this to grow. Maybe this situation is meant to grow me. I now overcome it. Encourage yourself out of it. And that's one way. And the most common, what I would recommend, because to me it works for me every day. Every day I have to pick up and encourage myself and get myself out of frustration. The second way I would recommend is divert your attention. If it is a situation that is getting you inside, eating you inside, if you like a certain movie, look for that movie and divert your thoughts. And you know, when I get to this movie or watch this football match, I just completely forget about this thing. You save your heart, you save the whole situation, and you're able to overcome the current state of frustration you are in. Or another one, there are many ways. You can talk to somebody. I'm frustrated. There must be, we recommend that you always have somebody you can be vulnerable to. And you're like, okay, you know what? This is what I'm going through. This thing is eating me up. This thing, I don't know what to do. Most of the time, some people, after they've spoken out their heart, they calm down.
Yeah, they get relieved.
They get relieved. And that's another way you can come out of this frustration. And maybe after you've calm down, then you can start seeing other ways to jump out of the situation. There are many other ways, but I think those are more common.
Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Yorhanga, for sharing.
Maybe Madam Rebecca, what I could also say, there are other relievers. People have different relievers. Maybe what I want to note is that There are negative things other people do, but which I wouldn't recommend. Don't resort to drinking because maybe something is frustrating you, or smoking. Those habits that end up into dangerous cycles which end up harming your life. I wouldn't recommend them. Basically, that's what I would say.
Okay. Some of our subscribers that are commenting, let me just read a few of them. One person is asking, what are the effects of frustration?
Yeah, definitely, as I said before, when someone is frustrated, depending on how different personality traits respond to situations or to stimuli, what happened is that some people get depressed. And the depression can eat you up. It's more of a disease.
Oh, of course.
And the frustration, somehow related to stress, automatically lead to stress. A frustrated person looks a stressed person. So it leads to stress. And stress, the issues, the effects of stress. Definitely, some stress can lead to these other issues of pressure and ulcers and sickness.
Right.
And then the frustration sometimes in relationship causes us to respond in a way verbally can lead you to break a relationship. Maybe you utter what you shouldn't have uttered because you're frustrated. Maybe you abuse somebody unintentionally.
And what one said cannot be taken back. You can't reverse it.
You can't. So frustration is something to be careful about. So we need to know, if I'm frustrated, what do I do? Either keep quiet, or I first give myself a rest, or I do something, but I must get out of that state.
Oh, sure, that is so right. Actually, shortly, I have an experience of a friend of mine who was so frustrated, and actually, they instead of maybe finding something to occupy them in order to calm themselves down, they continued with work and ended up making a lot of errors. And guess what happened? They were terminated from the work.
You can imagine.
You can imagine that.
Yeah.
So that means every time we get frustrated, we have to make sure we find different ways of relieving ourselves, because it might end up into something.
For sure, because this is something inevitable. Inevitable. You can just meet someone there in your own thing and he just abuses you. And this person who doesn't just take it like that. And the whole day is taken up, distorted, and frustrated. So we can't avoid it. So the only way is to find a way that is suitable for us to overcome it.
Mr. Yorhanga, what if a person is frustrated at work? Does it mean when they get back to home, the environment changes, the frustration goes? So my real question is, what are the people around the person who is frustrated going to do? How can they go around about that?
Yeah, that can be a problem, but still, there is a way you can handle it. Personally, I've ever gone through that. I was this person who is always frustrated by this boss. I was frustrated. But one day I was just talking to a friend. There was still a young person. That's way back. And this person took me through different personalities. And actually, this person tried to let me know that this is how this person is. He's melancholical, he wants things done, he doesn't care about other people, whether he has stepped on other people to get what he's working or to get his mission done, he doesn't care. It is how he's wired. So when I got to know about this information, I'm okay, this person actually cares about me. But it's his nature. All he cares about is achieving his goal. It's a personality trait. So the only way is that when he's doing those things, you just somehow give him his space. Don't respond to this person. Respond differently. Change your attitude. Just as I've said before, you change your attitude toward this person. You don't respond to this person when he's annoyed or going through this kind of situation. Just give him space and do what you know is right. Most of the time, when this person gets normal, things get okay, and actually you laugh together and even you joke about it. You are frustrated, but I handled you well. So I think that's one major way. You just change your attitude about it, or study him very well. You study that woman who is crazy at home very well, and you will find a way of doing what? of moving around it, and actually along the way, and things are okay. She's quarreling, she's like, just say, keep quiet. When she's done, she will calm down, and then she herself said, by the way, I was the one wrong or something, I'm putting my pressure on other people. And then things they move on. Maybe you talk about it later after she's done, she's down, and then maybe able to say, you know what? When you're like this, it affects us. Can you find a way of handling this thing? Because I don't think frustration goes on and on. No, when this person is out of this situation, he gets back to normal, or what is affecting this person is done, they get back to normal. And when they're back to normal, you can talk to them, say, actually, you're hurting us. When you're frustrated or things are like this, you fly out off the handle, and then somehow you hurt other people, and then you say, okay, I'll see what to do when they are back, when they are in the sober mood. Yeah, I think that's one better way of handling that.
I think that is all right, but it depends, I think, on a person's character. Some people would love space, but others would actually they would love their partners maybe for example, it's a couple at home. A man is frustrated, or a woman is frustrated. If you give her space, maybe somehow they'll actually get more frustrated. But if you keep her close, maybe honey, baby, please do well, something like that, somehow you'll
especially ladies.
Especially ladies.
when they're into that kind of situation and you keep quiet, they get more frustrated. So yes, as I said, you need to study this person and know what works for them. There are those who just need to maybe everyone, like for example, in the marriage, you have to learn to study your partner and know what works for them. When this person is angry, they keep quiet. When this person is angry, maybe, but others just have to give them space. But that's also good, works very well. That's how, if you realize that this person needs someone to talk to them, you get out, compose how to talk to this person and say, you know what, you're frustrated, but this is the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Yarhanga, for sharing.
Thank you for hosting me.
All right. One last advice, maybe a word that you can give to our kind viewers.
First of all, thank you for watching this channel. Subscribe, share. We'll be bringing you more. And my last word is that life is a series of events. We can't change what happens around us, but what we can only do is change our response to what happens to us. There's the one said you can't stop a bird from doing what? From flying over you.
Right.
But you can possibly stop it from laying eggs in you, or laying a nest in your hair. So you can get a way of learning how to respond to these situations, because there are some of them are inevitable. Thank you for watching us.
Wow, thank you so much for that. Our dear viewers, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for those who have commented. Thank you so much for those who have subscribed. May God surely bless you. Goodbye.